Hallo. Chapter 44 is about the German Präteritum, or also called imperfect. It is very similar to the English simple past. Willkommen zu Abschnitt 44. So the title of this chapter is Präteritum, or also called imperfect in German. It has two names. And it is the English simple past, very similar to it. So let's have a look at when we are using the Präteritum in German. We use it, it's a past tense, and we use it for written language. So in books, in newspapers, and magazines, and so on, you will always find the Präteritum, or imperfect also called. You will not find the perfect tense in written language. So we use it in written language. Then the other thing is that it is a finished action in the past. It is something that happened in the past and it's completely over. It has no influence on today anymore. So we also use it when we speak, not as much as the German perfect tense. But when we use it in spoken language, it is for actions in the past that are completely over. They don't have an influence on today anymore. Okay, so if you want to say last year I went to Africa, and that's it. And you don't want to say that anything after that happened that has any kind of influence on today, and so on and so forth. You just use the Präteritum for that. And when we speak, and if we want to express or tell several actions that happened one after another, then we also use it when we speak. So let's say you were watching something and you want to explain what happened, and there are sequent actions like the person left the house, then he went to his car, he drove to this place, he left the car again, and so on. So there are several actions that are following. So then you would use also the Präteritum for that. Okay, also when we speak. So then let's have a look at how we form the Präteritum. So here for the A1 level, you just need to know how to conjugate the regular verbs. Okay, in the next slide you will see two irregular verbs that we use very often in spoken language in the Präteritum form. But for now, all you need to know is just the regular conjugation. Okay, we also have mixed and irregular conjugations for the Präteritum. So the first thing that you need again here is you need the verb stem. So we have the example of the verb lernen. So what you have to do is to take away the en, and then you work with the verb stem. And here you see the endings for the Präteritum. So it is ich lernte, du lerntest, sie es lernte, wir lernten, ihr lerntet, und sie lernten. Okay, it's like in English the simple past form where you say I learned, you learned, he, she, it learned. Right? When you usually have a d or an ed at the end in English simple past, that are the endings here for the German conjugation of the regular Präteritum. Okay, so here a few examples. Damals lernte ich Französisch. It means back then I learned French. Or letztes Jahr lernte nicht. Last year he didn't study. Okay. So this is the Präteritum and how to conjugate it or how to form it. Then in the next slide, here are two verbs that we use very often when we speak. If we talk about the past, we use these two verbs very often in its Präteritum form. So for example, haben, which is to have, it's irregular. It is ich hatte, du hattest, sie es hatte, wir hatten, ihr hattet, und sie hatten. Okay, so here an example. Ann-Kathrin hatte Haustiere. Ann-Kathrin had pets. Okay, she had them. It's not like that anymore. It's over. So here we use Präteritum. And sein, to be. Here this verb is also irregular. So it's ich war, du warst, sie es war, wir waren, ihr wart, und sie waren. And here in the sentence, Patrick war hungrig means Patrick was hungry. Okay, so we use those two verbs also in spoken language quite often. in its Präteritum form. Okay, so you can say, yesterday I had a headache. Gestern hatte ich Kopfschmerzen. We would use it rather in the Präteritum form with those two verbs. Okay, so that was the chapter about the Präteritum. And please practice that and keep especially haben und sein in mind, and that we use them quite often in the Präteritum form, also in spoken language. I hope you enjoyed this lection and see you on the next one. Tschüss!